We got really good at hiding stuff because you don't want to bring shame on the family. That's what legalism makes you do, because you don't dare want anybody to find out about it. So you get real good at covering it up. There's that fear that when you sin, that you're going to miss out on God's blessing, and then you've blown it. And that's what happened in my life. Was I'll never live up to this standard. Growing up, there was no rock music, no movies, no dancing. You went to church on Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Wednesday night, and you wore your best clothes. And I couldn't do it. You can't do it, and I just finally got to the point where I'm like, well, I've blown it so much now, what's the point? And I ran.
Matt and I grew up in legalism our whole life. And we ran from God, not to God. And it was a 15-year, just 100 miles an hour. Now we had separate paths, but we were both running from God. My dad was a pastor for 52 years, same church. It's the add-ons that were the hang-up. And when it wasn't, the certain kind of music or the certain kind of hair, or earrings or tattoos or people you weren't supposed to hang out with, Jesus didn't come to save the religious. He came for the lost and the dying. And he went out of his way to find those people. So I think you can grow up in a system that is religion and it's just a works-based system.
When I met Jesus was about 2011. It was a disastrous time in my life. My twin brother had really been praying for me. I said, hey, can I go to church with you tonight? He's like, well, it's not really church, man. It's kind of discipleship, but yeah, whatever. And to be honest with you, I was intoxicated.
I knew if God did not intervene in his life, he was going to die. The amount of pills and booze he was popping a day, that's humanly unsustainable. And I'm like, that's my mission. Matt's my mission right now. I remember he came to D1 that night and he broke. We were heading home and it's like, hey man, I got to stop off at the ranch and get some stuff done. And I just got out of the truck. I was doing what I was doing. It was dark outside by that time. I couldn't find Matt. I didn't know where he was at. So I come back to the truck and I see him just over on the side of the cornfield, just on his knees.
I just hit my knees in that field and just cried out to the Lord that my life's a disaster and I need you to take over. That's where it went from up here to in here. It went from rules to a relationship. I want my children to be free in Christ, right? I want them just to feel the love that God has for me. I want to bestow that on my kids. And it's not a works-based relationship. I'm for them. And when they do screw up, because they will, like we all do, that they can come to me, not run for me, but come to me and open up and tell me what's going on in their life and not feel like they have to hide it, because I know what Jesus can do in the life of somebody when they surrender theirs over to him.
Jesus is better because Jesus is enough and we're not. That's the bottom line. Jesus is better because he turned a lifestyle for me, for my wife, for my brother, his wife. People that I've known that grew up in the same lifestyle or came from nobody that even went to a church. He's better because he did what we could not do in human flesh. And man, thank God he did, because he's our only hope.